Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Learning to Trade. This morning, I just want to quickly run through a couple of things that I'm taking part in during lockdown. One of which is Trader Dante's Lockdown for Ledges, which is a course that he posted out on Twitter. I think it's a 10 working day course with all the proceeds going to charity. It wasn't a lot of money, and for me, certainly interested in trading Forex, I thought that it would be a really good opportunity to take a look at what his trading style is and how it could potentially help me. Just finished the first sort of introductory webinar where he posted a couple of different setups, or not setups, but he was analysing the markets and looking at support and resistance. Actually, one of the things I was trying to do during that was take notes of what a couple of things that I had no idea what he was talking about that I need to research. So one of which was ATR indicator. He was looking at weekly open and explaining how in terms of statistics, he had a spreadsheet that would look at when the probability of the current price action after the weekly open would potentially retouch that point. So that's another thing that I want to look into. Inside day candles and inside day failure, and also thrust candles as well. So those are some of the terminologies and concepts that he was looking at that to me is very interesting, because his trading style is quite linear and systematic. That's not to say, not in a sort of negative, that's just the way that I could potentially understand what he was saying is that support and resistance levels are what he trades. So when I say linear, I mean drawing out a line and saying that potentially this is going to be an SR flip, or if we have a thrust candle through here, or inside day, all of these things sort of starting to fall into place as to how he potentially looks at the market. So those are just some things that I want to be looking into going forward. Just quickly looking at BTC USD before I go. I genuinely think this isn't going to happen now. So the reason being is that we closed beneath. So we had this sharp bearish candle close beneath the 55 EMA on the 1 hour, and that in itself, if you notice, also came up. It did close above, opened above, got pushed back down below, so it was rejected by that. One of the things that he mentioned actually is that he doesn't use EMAs, which I'm going to start moving away from fairly soon, but I do currently rely on it as a bit of a crutch to understand where I think I should take an open and whether I think I should continue riding the like for instance here, if it touched, this candle was to touch the EMA and bounce back up, you would continue riding it out and you would know that you weren't potentially going into a downward trend. So it was about this point here, after the bearish candle that closed beneath the EMA, that I was looking to take a short. So in theory, this pattern, or this potential idea that I had, is probably not going to play out exactly. However, I still do think that the direction is down. I opened a very, very small. The thing is this happened overnight, so I woke up this morning to find the EMA cross had already happened, which means I'm late to the party. So I've opened a very, very, very small short. So it's only 100 contracts on BitMEX, actually, which I don't want to show you. It doesn't matter if you see my account name. There's only a small amount of money in there. But this is currently where my position is, which is obviously just, trapped in here, which isn't the end of the world for me. Like I said, very, very small position of 100 contracts. If this goes completely the wrong direction, I set quite a wide stop for this. What was that? That was really weird. Everything's still running. Perhaps it was just the hour changing. So that is just the position I'm currently taking. I'm more interested in taking the trade just to see whether the direction that I had anticipated plays out. So again, just putting my money where my mouth is, learning to feel that anxiety or having courage in taking the trade that I think the direction should go, and actually putting a small amount of money on it. If I was really confident, I would obviously add to the position as we start to go down. Setting my take profit currently at an arbitrary level, but I do believe it's obviously going to, that's if it pushes through this previous support here, because that was the previous resistance. If it pushes through there, then I'm entirely confident that we're probably going to wick down to below this level. So that's just set there in case there's stuff to do in the day and I miss out on that move. Originally I had my stop loss set to just above here. These you can see here, actually I don't want to amend that, but the point is that that's where it was set to, but I'm not going to be around too much to manage this today, so I'm going to set it around about here, which is where this candle really started that downward direction. So if it closes above here and starts pushing up, then I'll get out, because it was just a bad trade. So let's just go back to the chart real quick. One of the things I was thinking of doing, if this was to continue up, actually I just want to set that to mimic what my current level is, 6464, just so I can keep an eye on. Let's have a look at here. Where is it? Stop level 64. Oh, it's close enough as it is anyway, so it's just enough for me to keep an eye on it as things change. I'm just going to drag this out as well, because it's keeping an eye on what's going on. As I saw this going up, I was potentially going to add to the position. And what I'd really like to see is it move up and touch the 55 EMA. They're all now starting to cross, which gives me a lot more confidence in the position I'm currently at. So we potentially continue going down. It's kind of my philosophy on it at this stage is if it goes up a bit, I'm going to add to the position. And if it goes down a bit, I'm also going to add to the position, whichever way we look at it, because I think if it's going to touch the EMA and reject and bounce off of that, and also looking at this previous level here, if I just draw this out real quick, this sort of, interestingly, we closed below with this bearish candle, we bounced back up slightly, we hit, rejected, bounced off of here, and now we're just going to sort of sit around in this. If we break through and move up to here, then obviously that's, there are a lot more bigger forces at play in terms of like deeper pockets that could potentially just mash this and make no sense of it whatsoever. So, just currently looking to see whether this plays out in the current direction that I assumed. So like I say, going forward, what I'm potentially going to look for is if it were to hit here, reject and bounce back down, I would probably add to the position. If it breaks below here, below these previous, I basically want to see a candle that closes below here, and then I would potentially add to the position again. But with not a lot of major certainty on this. It's just a very small position. Just more about keeping up my consistency in taking the trades that I believe are going to play out and just documenting them on a daily basis. But I think a lot of my strategy currently is coming down to a bit of luck, using indicators to kind of point me in the right direction as well, which is a bit of a crutch and cheating in some respects, but it's definitely helping me increase the confidence in the direction that it's going to go, and then looking to see how that plays out. So let's just keep an eye on this, see how things go. I hope you're all staying well, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.